It is time for our 5th game. Menace Torso against ZeNEX. To the bottom left of Atlantis spaceship, we have him in the yellow. This is the player for the ZeNEX team.
ZeNEX Fusion!
AKA Line, the 3rd Zerg they used today. The 3rd Zerg player after Pet and Life. He is currently the one player that is supposed to defeat the Protoss at the top right in the blue for the NS Torso team. We have
NS Torso, Sun!
He already defeated one Zerg player. He defeated Life and now he's up against Line.
Yep. The two names very similar. The styles, in fact, of these players, though, are very different, I feel. Line is a much more conservative player, does not take as many risks as his teammate Life does. You know, I feel like Pet and Life have a much more similar style than Line does. Line is kind of like his own guy. He plays the safer style, the more legitimate, I guess, in some ways, style. Because and for that reason, I think he's the one. There's a reason why he's in Code S.
I kind of expected a Nexus first here, to tell you the truth. On this map, we've seen it over and over again, just because the rush distance between the two bases is so huge, but he goes for the Forge here.
Yeah. I don't think he's, I mean, he just wants to play this one safe, I guess. With the Forge first, you can also cannon, but nobody does that really in Korea anymore. It's fallen so out of popularity. We may see him go Nexus and then Gate. He's going to make a cannon before Nexus. Now that is really weird. He did scout the 3 larva and the potential of 6 Zerglings, I guess. Like, I'm not sure why he's doing this. I mean, when you see 3 larva, that doesn't mean that there's going to be 6 Zerglings necessarily. There's no way he could have expected that. And I mean, there are 6 Zerglings coming, but this was a little bit weird. He's going to be able to defend 100% though with the cannon first.
Even with the Nexus first, I think he would have been able to pull it off here.
I think so too.
The rush distance is just huge.
I'm a little bit surprised by this. But either way, it's not going to hurt him too much either. It's just going to delay his, for example, his gateway a little bit more, and his Nexus is going to be delayed.
He doesn't want to take any risks here. He knows that everything is literally on the line, as he's now currently the 4th player for his team already, and it's not going to be easy for him, so he has to play safe. Sorry, San is obviously the 2nd player, but still.
Yeah, it is on the line, man. His opponent's ID is even line, and that is going to be... I mean,
I should have skipped this 2nd coffee today. It was really funny. We got a coffee earlier, and I was feeling like really weird, so I got a 2nd one. And actually, the guy behind the counter, he knows us perfectly well by now. So every single time I enter the coffee shop, he already knows what I want. And he gave me the 2nd coffee a lot cheaper, and he could not believe that I was ordering a 2nd large caramel macchiato. He looked at me like I was insane. He was like, "Really?
I
Another
also
one?"
looked at you like you were insane, but I have seen this before. I know that you can do it.
And yeah, he gave me the coffee a lot cheaper, which was really funny. He gave me the money back, and I'm like, no, I want the same, the large one, large, hot.
I think that they actually may have a discount for refills, but I'm not sure.
What?
I think so.
I should have gotten a 3rd.
I don't know, man. That's a little bit too much. I don't think that's good for your heart.
I don't care. It's coffee. Actually, it's sugar water.
Basically. 4th, or rather 3rd base going up, down there at the bottom. 4 line. He's not taking his gases yet. We do see +1 coming out early. The probe is killed, so he's not going to have that potential forward pylon. And there he goes with the robo. I think as soon as the probe is killed, he's like, well, I can still make a timing work with the faster upgrades. It's just not going to be the +1 for gateway pressure that is really good on this map because, yeah, the rush distance is huge, but if you get that pylon up, it doesn't matter. You can ignore the rush distance. Sentry drops on this map can work out quite fine. I mean, it's not that we're necessarily going to see, but it's definitely an option.
It definitely is. It's something that he used on Ohana, but the distance between the two bases on Ohana is obviously not as huge as on this map. And the Overlord gets in here and scouts really everything. He knows exactly what's coming. Even the 2 gates are no surprise. The 3rd one is being dropped as we speak, and therefore Line will know what he has to prepare for.
We saw this exactly unfold just like this last game. The Overlord came in, saw the robo, and then he just made the gates right in front of the Overlord. He's just like, well, I don't care if you scout this. Line is getting a very fast lair here, going down in about 7 minutes and 10 seconds. see what his plan with that is. I think we may see fast roach speed just like normal, and there it is. I mean, this isn't that fast, but it's like, it's your very normal roach speed +1 timing with just that layer tech comes out. I mean, that's just what we see every single game when you take a third base like this.
The Warp Prism is once again on its way with the two sentries. And
just
still,
like before.
And he could still try to drop in the main and force field this ramp. This is a threat. And I'm surprised that we don't see the Overlords in position.
He has his units in position, though. He's got the Zerglings there, even though they're not Speedlings.
It's also not the map where you really want to do it because the ramp is at the bottom.
He is going to go for the main, I think. Oh, well, this thing is Zealot's down. Okay, so he's trying to draw the forces down.
Oh my god, this is smart. This is really, really smart.
He's not going to take the bait, though.
Yeah. And why would he? Because he showed the Warp Prism already. This is actually not executed very well. This is really bad.
Well, now he can force field the units into the main and attack at the natural. It works both ways. And here we go. Warping in 3 Zealots.
I'm not too sure with the production at the third and the natural. He should have enough units.
Yeah, we'll see how much damage he's going to do. How much Protoss will really commit to this.
The problem is he has still 2 hatches where he can produce units. Does he have a queen at the third? This is important.
That is a good question. Trying to check the force field energy. He has enough for 1 more force field, and it looks like he's not going to hit it.
I have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed by the unit control and by how San played this.
Yeah, it could have been better.
Did he try to go for a double fake and showed his Warp Prism because of this exact reason? Because he wanted to trap the units on the high ground?
I think that he just was like, well, this isn't going to work out like I thought it would. I'm still going to use this. And he keeps his sentries alive. And as far as units lost go, that was a great trade for him. He should have done more, though.
Yeah, he showed the Warp Prism. He tried to bait his opponent with the 2 Zealots, but at the same time he showed the Warp Prism, and it was so transparent that he would opt for the main base. So I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed in how he executed it.
I really like what he's doing with his Warp Prism now, though. He kept the sentries alive, and he is going to kill. He killed a few tumors with it. He's got the observers out. He sent them across the map. He knows that the third base is up and running. He knows there's no gases there. The question is, what has he seen? Has he seen there's the infestation pit? Yeah, he's even seen that with his observers. So now he's basically completely in the know.
He is ahead in probes, by the way. This is one of the things that we should point out here, because he used so much energy on the chrono boosts for his economy. So he has a lead in harvesters, but Line should just make a lot of drones now. He's getting 6. But still, he could drone up like crazy on 3 bases. He's spreading his creep, he's preparing for all the eventualities.
Yeah, and as soon as he saw the infestation pit, he started his robotic warp. He's already got +2 armor and +2 weapons on the way. Blink, Colossi are starting to come out here. San does not have a third base, but everything else he has is appropriate for the scenario. And it looks like San is gearing up to take the third base in the center with triple geysers. I really like that. It's a little bit easier to defend, arguably, with this composition that he's building. And right now, our Zerg player, Lion, is going to go check for the third, and he's not going to see it. He already has a Zergling positioned at the third that I think San will take. But he's like, oh, okay, you didn't take this one, so you have no third base. I've checked everywhere. I even have a Zergling at the top in case you want to take that base.
The problem that San currently has is that even though with the last attack he did not commit too much resources to it, when he played it against life, he was able to at least kill a few harvesters, and he stole time from his opponent. He delayed the tech. That's something that he was not able to do this time. No harvesters have been killed. The Protoss player himself did not lose too much, but still, he was not able to make it work that well as he did against Line. This attack with the Zerglings, or this delay, is shut down for now, but the Infestors are already in the game. He has 6 Infestors so far.
He's getting a Spire.
Line is looking strong here.
He is. He's got a macro hatch going up at his third base, and even though he lost a lot of lings there, he forced the cancel on the third and burrowed a Zergling there. Now San is restarting his third over at his regular third. He may even try to double expand here. He has the resources to do it. He needs to clean up that Zergling first because his opponent has so much more production than him. He's had a lot more time to mine from that fourth. And he still has this aggressive army he's moving out. He's actually going to have to cancel his third base, though. He does not have his units close enough to defend.
And he tries to go for the Colossi, but we have the Spire now building, so even if he starts to attack with the Colossi immediately, which he probably won't do because then he would not be able to save his third, run-bys on this map are really easily executed because the map is really huge. You can't cover all your bases.
He did not actually force the cancel on that third base. He was able to defend it, and then he's not double expanding either, so yeah, he's going to keep this third up, but he's got no map control right now. As you said, if he moves out, though, he can't defend the run-bys very easily. Oh, this could be... Well, I don't think this is going to be that devastating with this many units here, though.
And he moves inside the range of the cannons, too. He loses 3 of his. But, well, that's a lot of infested Terrans that we have.
Colossi over, and he
30.
does.
Yeah, he does, and he did it in time.
He's actually possibly going to save this Nexus. Meanwhile, the Roach
is going to be
is
tough, though. The Nexus, no, it's going to die.
Nah, he doesn't save it. You're right. Close call. He does hold at his natural. You can see the supply very similar right now, and this is the moment where we could see San move out and do a counterattack. He's already dropping in the main base, doing some harassment there.
Oh, wow. Where's the transfuse? Ah, too late. The Queen walks over, has enough energy, could have used the transfuse. He's losing the pool, is rebuilding it, but the Mutalisks, they will be quite the surprise.
And they have been spotted now.
Oh no, there they are.
He's gone up to 14 now. He's going to have 16 in total with 3 more on the way, going up to 17 in fact.
And San drops cannons. He drops cannons in the base as he knows that he has to defend against the potential base trade.
This is really, really scary. I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to do with this. The Infestors have used a ton of their energy though.
Uh-oh, if he blocks the ram.
Oh man, this could be bad. He's moving in. He's not hesitating. There's one Immortal in the front. Here comes the Zerg army. Force Seals go down, but they're too late.
And he tries to snipe the anti-air. He's going immediately for all these Stalkers. The Stalker count drops. He's at 11 against 16 Mutalisks. I don't think that he has the anti-air, but the ground army is already gone. And therefore, Line moving back. And San, he has a bloody nose and is trying to retreat here. He realized that he will probably not be able to contest the reinforcements. Trying to save a bit of energy. Trying to reinforce his army before he attacks a second time.
This is such a tense moment, man.
Oh, the pylon goes down.
Double pylons going up as a result, but will he be able to get them up? He's moving in now with his Stalker Warpin. Line needs to defend this. If he defends this, he's going to take a huge lead.
Oh, the force fields, they are not as good as the ones before, but the Blink Micro is excellent, and that's what he needs, because all the Lings will not be able to take down this army as the Colossi do a ton of damage, and those Mutalisks, that's what he has to defend against.
They're not enough, and it looks like San's counterattack here is just going to be too much. He killed so many units, he lost his spawning pool. GG.
His Micro is strong enough to make this work. In the first attack, the Stalkers were hard-pressed as the count of Mutalisks was nearly able to match them, but the second warp-in kills him, and now they are down 4 maps. It's 4-1 for the NSHoSor team. ZeNEX in a lot of trouble.
Line in tears in the booth, and you know, he committed a lot to those attacks. As you mentioned, he did not transfuse the spawning pool. As when his spawning pool went down, he couldn't get Zerglings out quickly enough. He needed more Zergling support there. His Infestors, I mean, he had a lot of them, but he didn't have an answer for the Colossi, and his Mutalisk count, you know, you said it, he just didn't quite have enough. The Stalker count was enough to defend the Mutas, and the Force Fields, even though they weren't good, the Colossi just cleaned up the ground army, and with no ground army there,
the first attack,
he was not able to hold the Mutas.
He saw the Mutalisks coming, and the first thing that San did, and I really, really love it, he dropped a lot of cannons in the main base, and this was so important. He did not run into a potential base trade scenario, and on a map like Atlanta Spaceship, this is really scary. The map is huge, and if you have this really mobile Mutalisk army just attacking you everywhere, it's so hard for a Protoss player to win a base race. So he had to use the cannons, he did, and then he moved in with his army, realized, okay, I don't have enough Stalkers to make this work, backed off again, waited for the next round of warp-ins. By this time he had all the upgrades that he needed. His Blink Micro in the second attack was excellent. He saved a lot of the Stalkers. The Zerglings died, did not kill too many Stalkers as he blinked back with them individually, and then the second wave was just something that Line could just not hold.
I think the losing the spawning pool really helped his attack as well. He didn't have enough Zerglings there to defend. You could see that the Zerglings came in, the Force Fields weren't even that good, but he just didn't have enough of them. The Colossi, he just had a few Colossi there. You can't target the Colossi with your Mutas when there are that many Stalkers there, and he just almost had enough Mutas and almost enough Zerglings,
you need to kill the anti-air.
Make it work.
You need to kill the anti-air,
and that's what he was not able to accomplish.
As soon as you take out most of the Stalkers, it just snowballs.
Yeah, I'm just knocking things on the floor. That's what I do here. I think that at this point, ZeNEX is going to have to pull out Extreme. He's going to have to do a PvP. We'll see if he is going to be the choice. Will they try to play a new player like Mentalist, though? It's something else they may do. Oh, man.
Extreme
coming out.
It is a PvP. It might close the series. Don't forget, guys, the one team that is losing today will be out of the competition. It will be out of the GSTL for this season.
Indeed. Well, I think that basically ZeNEX, everyone on that booth over there is stressed out because this is their last player potentially of this season. If he loses any of these games, it's over.
It's really tough here. For a ZeNEX fan, this is tough to watch. And Sosa is up 4-1.
He has to kill 4 players on his own.
Amongst them, Jakji and Seal.
Not to mention that, but he also may have to go through Sage as well. And, you know, even some of these completely unknown players like Salvation, they're still over there. There are options they can pull out. Who knows what we're going to see. Whirlwind is the map of choice for ZeNEX Extreme. We are going to take a 5-minute break. When we get back, we'll see if Extreme can try to pull his team back into this one. It's going to be tough.